And thanks for volunteering, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for this opportunity as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is everyone seeing the screen?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so just to start with the process, I'll give some introduction about where I have integrated and how I started the process.
Okay.
So this was the previous project we were discussing about, and then how we can make it show the functionality aspect of it.
Yeah.
And after this stage, I realized like there's a lot of things that needs to be improvised. For example, the dimension and everything. So I took a step back here, and based on that, I made some new sketches within the dimension. So something I was very particular about was I want the vehicle to be within 4 meters and 2 meters in length, and that's the dimension. And based on this, I made some new renders, which I took it to Viscom to generate some pipeline on how to go about. So these things gave me an idea of what I wanted to achieve, and considering it was for Hyundai, one way to go around this is in Viscom you can actually generate a 3D model, a very high refined 3D model. But considering the project follows a very specific pipeline, I use this inspiration and the understanding to make a 3D model on top of it, using it for the basic construction. So that helped me to give the basic structure of how to go about the model and the physical constraints of the vehicle. And post this stage, I use it to refine it further of what I wanted to do. And for this stage, I took it to Gemini from Viscom. So in Viscom, I used this thing and the elements I wanted to explore, modifying them together and coming up with multiple directions, and just to see if I can come up with something. And there were a few key things that I took it forward. And for example, it was for Safari Adventure. So I used these elements to also realize what sort of things I can put around the vehicle, or what are the tools that would be essential. And after this stage, I realized what I wanted to do, and I was able to execute the inspiration as it is. Now this is where AI's main role comes into the picture of how to push it forward. So it's not helping you to design the car, but rather speed up the process where it could be. So based on that, I use that pipeline.
Sorry for interrupt, but how do you start? How do you start this process? Because I see that you have a couple side views. But did you photo batch those yourself, or how? What is the beginning? The very beginning.
So these are photo bash these things, and for example, I wanted the sort of vibe I would want my vehicle to have. It's something very brutal, or something very metallic and chamfered. So for example, I like these two doodles apart from many others that were part of the process. For example, so some basic doodles I did around the vehicle of
that's how you started.
So for example, I wanted the ingress and egress to be just as the initial sketches, something like this from one side. So I integrated that, like it could be somewhere around here where you can step into the vehicle from this side. And based on this dimension, like within the sub 4 meter category, I did some photo bashing and a little bit of exaggeration here and there. So that gave me an idea of how to take it forward in terms of model as well. So after having a very specific rhythmic vibe of what I wanted to achieve here, so here comes the 3D model, and the stage where it helped me a lot was so initially I just used the basic pipeline in Gemini of how it could look like.
This is Gemini.
The alternate versions. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, so very cool stuff, and which helped me to refine and simplify the design further from this stage onwards. So I started by designing the roll cage because it's supposed to be a very tough terrain. It's supposed to be used at a very challenging terrain sort of a situation. So all the roll cages designed around the body, which helped me to wrap the design basically around this section. And based on that, I put it to Gemini to get some better input on how I can really cover things up from here onwards. So some tweaks from Blender and Gemini together, it helped me to get a clear picture of how I can design the vehicle on that aspect. And then I got this based on my 3D model. Now at this stage, with this thing in hand, I use this generated image to design how I want the vehicle to look like. So I took it to Photoshop from here, and then based on the essentials, I sped up a lot of things. Then I put it to Gemini again and got some more interesting stuff.
Pretty cool.
From,
and
yeah,
this is just Gemini, right?
Yeah, that's Gemini.
Yeah, that's good for visualization. I use it just a couple of times, to be honest. But just for like quick iterations and things like that. But it's pretty good just to generate stuff.
Exactly. So Viscon helped me to break down of what I liked and what I did not. So it helped me to filter out what I would want to discard from here and then pick up the gems that I like. And in Gemini, I use it to push it further. Another thing where it really helped me was to generate multiple alternatives. Like if I feel that something is uncertain, I can just quickly push it to Gemini and test it out if it's working or not. So at the same time, you can generate multiple outputs. Like I can keep on redoing this thing and it will keep on bringing me new outputs based on that.
Yeah.
So new face here, new design layout or something. So I can try everything all at once. So it really helps me to slim down the process over, for example, now these tiny little things that add extra details, for example, a strap band or something that can be hooked on the side. I can instantly use Viscom, type out what I want to do here, and then insert it on top. So when so just fix things into Photoshop, and then in Gemini you can add some extra add-on details on these things.
And I see on the prompt you put Hyundai DNA and design and language, and you prompted at the beginning, right? I see that prompt up there. So
so I have to keep things consistent as well at the same time, because it also hallucinates. It would erase some data from here. So until I don't ask it to retain certain things, it would remove this Hyundai tag from the side. So for example, here there's no Hyundai tag because I did not put any prompt. But after I put it to Photoshop, I added all these details here, and I added Hyundai in my next prompt, so it managed to retain. Otherwise, you can see like it's hallucinating and typing Hyundai on its own after I give it the prompt. So it's very important for the data to also retain. So it added a logo on its own. So this is where it helped me to understand better, and within that package I use it to speed up the entire process. So I put up the mannequin inside of how I want the vehicle to be like, with the roll cage on top, and then design the vehicle around that aspect. So right now, for example, if I really like this thing and that I have generated, I can just instantly use it and tweak it into Photoshop further, which I have somewhere. So I can just tweak it again and then fix it and see if it's working or not.
So and you still tweak it in Photoshop at the end, as you said, right?
Yes.
And this is I assume this is because you have more control, right? Like it's not just random. Like you know exactly where to put the changes, very specific. But once you iterate and have something like solid or visible, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because even it's AI at the end of the day, and it will add some unnecessary details always on top of something. So you need to make sure that you are fixing. For example, there's no cabin here. There's no idea of like what's happening everywhere. I just like give it some material and the environment, and that's it. And if I don't give it some direction, it would keep on generating something else. Like you have to be very specific even with the prompt, because I think it just gave me a little car the last time I asked it to generate something. So that was a little right now there's some issue, but so you need to make sure that constantly. In fact, you can use Gemini to generate the right prompt by giving a better description of the vehicle, and based on that, you can really push it. I also wanted to hear your feedback. Like I used what you suggested last time and added some micro details, and now that I have a dimension and the constraint and everything put into picture, I would want to know, what do you think I can do next?
What looks maybe not so much in the model, but in the images, there's just this angle, you know. So that, because this is sort of like sticking out, right? You have like a pyramid shape type of thing, right? From this is like the architecture of your car. So maybe, I mean, I like it. I think it's nice, but you just need to find a way to make it a little bit more as vertical as possible, but without losing these sort of like this gesture, right? Which is, because it's nice. It's kind of like what your car does. And I would say from a design standpoint, all these things, they don't look as substantial, right? You might need to put more beef on those, because it looks almost like it's gonna break, or it's just like a thin and cheap carbon fiber, just like a piece that is not really like doing anything there. It's just like, it's almost like, it looks like decoration instead of like actual fender, right? So
yes.
maybe you can add, as I said, a little bit more beef in here. Can you zoom in just a tiny bit in here? So I can make some notes. Zoom in. Can you do that?
Yeah, sorry.
Just from here, zoom in.
Yeah.
Zoom in. Just a little bit. So I can see the entire vehicle, but it's closer. Okay. So it's looking pretty good. Actually, I'm kind of impressed with the result because it looks, I mean, you prompted Hyundai, so it throws the pixels and it throws the logos and certain textures, and it kind of does the trick, right?
No, the pixels and everything were done in Photoshop.
Oh, you did this in Photoshop.
Yeah, all of that is done in Photoshop. Then I ran it through Gemini.
So the prompt didn't give you pixels.
No. It only gave the logo at certain places.
Because Hyundai design language, I mean the newest with the pixels and all that, this is on internet. So I thought just the model give it to you automatically. Okay. So well, that's the part that I was working well. So then yeah, you did that, so that makes sense. One thing you need to check, and this is very important in design, and it's something that we don't see on just generating prompts, is the design consistency, right?
Yeah.
Some like design aspects in terms of like organizing the shapes, right? We spend a lot of time organizing the shapes, like make sure the shapes are like connected to each other, right? There's a concept called continuity, right? And it's just the way that things are organized and connected to each other. For example, an example of continuity, it's a weird term, but you can look it up. An example of continuity is the continuous shape doing this, right? These two visual connections, that's what we call continuity, which is how things flow with each other, right? In this case, one example of continuity will be how this shape stops and then it follows over here again, right? So that's why you see that in car design a lot, because you have to throw some swings and make sure things somehow connect. That's why when you throw like big lines, big loops, big tension lines on a car, usually it looks better, but it's because you later on erase some piece of the lines and you just like put some more emphasis on this one, right? And then put more emphasis on another one who lands over here, and maybe this one you kind of like erase it, but that's why it looks good, because they're connected visually, but maybe not physically, right? So what I see in your design is just lacking a little bit of that in certain aspects, right? And as I said, the way you organize the shapes, right? Because you see right now it's just bits and pieces, right? Bits and pieces, there's nothing that is truly like, a couple things are connected, but they're not truly connected, right? So for example, if you look at this area, right? We can see that it's a little bit disorganized, right? We don't know where this piece is gonna end. What is the purpose of this piece? What is the purpose of this piece? Why, if you have a protective structure here, what is covered, right? Whereas it should be almost like a tube that is sticking out and you use it as a step, right? And then that makes more sense. Like, why do you have this rubber just pointed out this direction, like people step in, or is this thing is gonna unfold and create a step, right? Like, you need to think about those things because it looks just too extra, right? And this is what happens usually with prompting in Gemini, Biscom, anything. It's just like everything looks too extra. Like you don't need it, but it's just there, like piling on details or things that is like doesn't really add to the design. So, in other words, I would suggest when you go to Photoshop, try to make those connections, right? For example, in this guy, right? You go here and say, you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna make as if it's wrapping like that, right? And maybe you could erase just this thing, because to be honest, I mean, to me, it doesn't make much sense, because it's just a piece of plastic that is doing nothing, right? And you can argue that it can be sort of like a bumper, I guess, side bumper type of thing, but it has to, but why do you have exposed this side, right? It's just a little bit inconsistencies. But this is just in terms of the details, right? I think overall, what you did is already pretty good. So, but yeah, I would have maybe this, and I will have another piece. Maybe doing this, right? And this is sort of like, and this is just one example, right, of making things a little bit more purposeful, right? And then now you have a structure, right? Covering, maybe you have some handles in here, right? Maybe if you have, I don't know, something like this and something like this, right? And then this becomes a handle, right? You know what I mean? Like this, right? And you do the same this way, here, and here, right? And it becomes a handle. Like you step on here, right? And then you grab from here, right? And maybe you step on here and then you go to the top. Like these are the things that designers can do because you're thinking about the function like real time, like what's going on, right? So I would say focus on those things and also focus on organizing the shapes, right? Because why is the reason this shape goes this direction and you have a hole in there? Like, well, why is the reason? Like, it's just gonna create, in reality, this is just, it's a bad execution from a sense, not from aesthetics, but from a sense of functionality. Because this means things are gonna get trapped in here, right? This means it's gonna be like, it's not solid, right? There's a bunch of pieces and branches and dust and everything's gonna get trapped in the holes, right? That's why every single corner has to be curated and well thought out, that there's not gonna be things on your way, like you're not gonna get trapped on any hole, any surface. So I would suggest just like surface wise, you can have a gap for sure, right? Like this, but you don't have a hole, right? Maybe you do this, and then you combine it with this line, right? You see, and you make them flow, right? Like this, right? So, and this is sort of like your job after in Photoshop, right? You sort of like make sense of things, organize things. Because in Gemini, Viscom, in your workflow, you already did a lot. So, which is pretty good. So, but now it's time to just to organize shapes a little bit better, right? You need this fender to be more open. Okay, yeah, you need to. It's a trade-off between, for example, this one. It's a trade-off. If you want to make it bigger, okay, you have to open it up a little bit more, and maybe you have to push this line up too, right? And it's gonna look like this, right? But those are the compromises that you do as a designer, right? There you go. But you see how things are making sense, like the way when you organize them and you try to make sense of this, right? For example, this, the tube, right? You can decide. I mean, if you have it's pretty up to you, but you can clean up this section like this, right? Just like that. You don't have to have something sticking out in there, right? Maybe you have, maybe you need it, maybe you don't, right? But little things like that, right? How there's a circle here, right? You need to make things consistent. Maybe a circle makes sense because of the whole gesture, right? But yeah, but these are the things, right? Maybe you don't need this in the middle, right? Maybe you put it underneath, right? Maybe it's just like a blackout underneath the glass, right? You still see it, but it's more subtle and it looks less chunky, right? Like this. Maybe it's blackout in the middle, right? And if you want to go even fancy, maybe inside you have this sort of like shape, but black, right? And this way it kind of goes along with theme, right? But just these little things, right? Organizing everything. That's what makes the design more powerful, right? Even the inconsistencies here, right? You have the thicknesses changes, right? over here, this is too thin, this is too thick, thin, thick. Those are the things that you have to observe. And believe me, like right now we did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the handles, 6, 7, 8, 9. We did like 9 to 10 changes just right now in certain aspects, right? And I believe we can do like 3 times of that if we keep going, right? So if you do all those changes, believe me, the product change a lot because you're refining a lot. You're putting a lot of thought into it, right? And this is where you guys' minds are more useful, and you guys are the one who are gonna refine them. Because no matter what, you people, every time they do something on AI, they have to go back and refine it in Photoshop, because those little things that creates the product, makes the product even looking better. Like, you have to spend the time, and it's very specific. It's not just random, right? Because this goes with your topic about making a Safari car and making functions and all that. So, but yeah, this is my suggestion. Like the things that I would improve in your design is just try to make sense of things, right? Just think of it as a logical product. You don't want is just remember that this product is aerodynamic, right? You don't want things get trapped in your design, and the shapes have to be organized. We spend a lot of time organizing shapes. Like that's the time consuming thing. It take us hours and hours, just like refining millimeters and things like that, right? There's a point where the design is almost like done, but not really, and you have to spend a couple more hours, even days, just to refine like tiny details, like a bed line or fenders or things like that. But that's the whole point. When you're refining in design, you have to be very careful with the details, and you gotta make sure everything is consistent, right? Like one big, not mistake, but a big no is just like random sizes, right? Because this is just random. I don't know what's the reason why this is thicker and this is thinner, and but yeah, things like that, you know. So there's some other things that makes the vehicle look more realistic. You can put threading, right? And this is sort of like the black outline that you see sometimes in cars, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's on the inside of the vehicle.
Yeah, the inside of the vehicle.
It's covered in all black.
Right. So, and this kind of like makes the realism. It's like 2 inches, right? And some vehicles have like dots. You see that, like that. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you see that it's not just a solid line. They have a little bit dots, a gradient, right? Had a gradient, but all of them have this, right? And when you have these things, it also makes a little bit more of realism, right? Because the threading is where the glue goes on the window, right? And usually it just make the window look cleaner, right? The glue and any like when they do the assembly of this thing, right? But you see, just little by little, you keep iterating on that, right? This perspective wise, I think they should go like this, right? Makes more sense, right? And this one is doing it right? You know what I mean? You got a triangle, and this was not in perspective. So just those little things you need to take care. But this is when you choose when it's going to be, which one is going to be your final design. Because or if it's too critical, just fix it and keep iterating. But make sure when you iterate with AI tools, make sure they don't mess up. Because this is the thing. In the studios, if you have something like this, and then you start working it very well, and you put it on an AI tool, it's gonna mess that up. It's almost like you erase your work again. So that's why I think up to this point, I think the last touch is on the designer, no matter what, because you're refining a lot, and it's not as simple, right? It's when you're refining, is you're thinking a lot. This is critical. It's not about aesthetics anymore. It's not about just pure like styling anymore. It's about really thinking about how this thing is gonna get built and what will be the most optimal shape. and the because if you don't have control on what you do, you're just gonna make a $20K car, you're gonna turn it into a $100K car because the tooling that you're gonna use to make it. So that's why you have to optimize. It's about optimization too. You have to optimize the way you build things. And this is what also design is all about. You optimize. You organize shapes. You make things based on the user, culture, taste, aesthetics. It's a balance between aesthetics and cost and brand heritage and how do I make a sedan look like a sedan and it does not look as a Lamborghini, and separations between luxury and utility and city car and yeah, all of that. Like there's a lot going on, and that's very correlated with context. So, but yeah, but I does that make sense? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, a lot of points. Like, yeah. In fact, I was going through the same thing. So when I push the model, I'll take a screenshot.
Yeah. Let me take a screenshot just to put it on the chat.
Yeah. So cool. Even when I was working, I felt like a lot of things were going downhill as I was progressing in the model. In fact, so here in the model, like for example, this line I tried to get it into a consistent same shape, but like in 3D, it sort of pushed it on its own in a very random direction.
Yeah.
And so
can you spin that model around? Can I see the rear? The rear, just spin it a little bit to the rear, just a little bit more. There you go. Yeah, you see, because here what I see like something that you could fix is just follow this section.
Yeah.
Right. Or if it's too narrow, make this wider. But this is what it'll give you more consistency and simplicity. You don't want things like going like bam, 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 bam. Like, you want clean lines, organized shapes, right? That they go like that, boom, boom, right? Clean, right? So, but yeah, those little things is about, you have to train yourself. You have to train your eye to do it and start manipulating those and making that happen. So.
Yeah, very fair. And that's exactly where I felt a bit stuck, because this is the area where I was improvising myself. I kept on adding some more weight to it. But, subconsciously, you just don't realize where you're going wrong. And you really need these times to like someone to call you out. This is what I exactly felt in that situation, but I did not execute it. And I was confused for the same gap. AI hallucinated over these pillars, like it exaggerated one. Because like this is how it was trained. I don't limit entirely. So these are the things that AI does it on its own, and I have to look into it, how to fix it as well at the same time. So that completely makes sense. Like, it has so many things happening which do not need to happen, and this got a bit too cluttered at the same time. And this was part of the roll cage, which ended up in the final render. But
that tube makes more sense, because this one, the roll cage tube on the rocker panel, it can be a step. That makes a lot of sense. But this piece, I don't know, man. What is this piece doing here?
This was supposed to be a sandboard.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, this is the thing. Like, do you really need it here?
No, exactly. I can put it in the
backside. Here would be even better, because you have sort of like a texture, another piece of here, make it thing a little bit more functional and rugged. So then you have this cleared out, right? So it's a clear step. Because with these type of vehicles, you need, it's almost like a jungle gym. You need to be able to climb and grab anything, especially if it's a safari and you're running away from a lion. Man, you need to climb fast. I don't think I don't know if it's gonna be that useful, but you need to grab things, right? You need to grab that. You need to have handles and steps and things all over, right, to make it more purposeful. Yeah. So. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think, it's definitely speed up your process. But yeah, you have to know when to stop, right? Have you ever had that issue, like thinking you don't know where to stop and you just keep iterating?
Yeah, that completely happens multiple times. But I was using it to see what is working and what is not. But it kept on exaggerating a lot of certain portions, and Yeah, that's where you are going in circles.
Yeah.
So I wanted to avoid that. So I stopped there and started ideating on Photoshop,
Yeah.
like adding some extra details or what
Yeah.
can be done.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, these are very eye-opening insiders, and I have to fix them in Photoshop and put it to Blender. I think you are very true. Like, I don't need more AI on top of this.
Yeah. No, I don't think you need more AI there. You need more refinement.
Yes, completely.
Yeah, more design work. But yeah, just something that you should keep in mind all the time is design is in design is very important, the optimization of shapes and optimization of material. Let's just put the things that you really need them there, right? No extra things, right? Because you don't want decorations on a design. You certainly can do some sort of like styling of something, but when it comes to make a product really serious, you have to optimize the shapes, optimize the material, just make sure everything is there for a reason. Sure, if you're gonna play around, yeah, sure, you can decorate the car, it's fine. But my point is, if you're trying to make things look very serious and purposeful, it have to be optimized. Like your design intent is fine, right? You have these type of shapes and it almost look like a tandem. Man, that's perfect. It looks very good. But extra things that wire there, right? So just be careful that you don't have like an extra piece doing nothing here and another extra piece that you don't even know what's going on. Like, but it's about optimization. The design, it should look like you can build it. The way you can build that is super clear. It's just like, oh yeah, it's just a tandem, couple pieces, fenders, boom, everything is there. It shouldn't be like confusing, right? So, but I mean, you're going in the right track, to be honest. Like, it's I see that I like the car. I like the concept that you have going on. It just need a little bit of work on design work, on refining, but it's looking pretty good so far. So, but yeah, but thanks a lot for sharing, man. It was very insightful, and yeah, I love to see your process. You know, like how do you make it, right? I didn't know you were using Gemini too, so that's kind of interesting. So, question for you: what's the difference between you using Gemini and Viscom? Like, what's the core difference from your perspective, your point?
Yeah, so thanks more for the feedback and yeah, for your take. It really helped me to understand.
Yeah,
well, for Viscom, the thing is, Viscom is useful in a certain manner, but not entirely. For example, you see, when I was trying to integrate these materials, it gave some interesting output, but at the same time, these are not helping me to translate anything like anywhere at all. Like, this is not the insider that I expect to have. Like, okay, I can see what can be translated maybe as a cyberpunk vehicle, but even after prompting in depth, it is not leading me anywhere. It can help me to generate some quick 3D views of some render that I did. For example, I even tried my old renders. So if I'm putting this here, it will generate some new perspective. That is very cool. But where I felt Gemini has a proper edge is if I want to just translate anything or just declutter things out for a better understanding. Gemini is just much more refined. Like, I can just shoot this 3D viewport as it is, and I can get some concrete output about what it would look like directly translating within just a single prompt, even without a prompt. I just said develop this image now. So it's that fast. Like, I can just ask it to integrate some brand and it will do it right away. So instead of hallucinating, it would give me a better clarity on what I can build on top in terms of details. And then I can use these collected data and stack them together and generate a 3D model right in Viscom. So it's not like one is better than the other. Both are designed for two different purposes. Yeah. So
would you say, I mean, this is as far as I know, but I might be wrong. But would you say Viscom is from the design step from 1 to 5, and then Gemini gives you from 5 to 7, and then the rest is design work?
Absolutely.
Or how would you explain it? Or how would you think it is? Like, it's just because I've seen that you use Viscom first and then Gemini after.
Yes. So Gemini does not understand design the way designers are expected to, and this is exactly why Viscom is trained in a certain manner. It's not trying to be a Gemini; it's a designing software entirely. So if I'm translating it something like this, I know Gemini would not be able to bear this data. And it's easier, like I don't even have to prompt, I can use all these tiny modifications to collect everything, whatever I want. But if I want to integrate some existing product or shapes or something, I can just do it right away. Well, I also have a very interesting example. So when I try to integrate, for example, this sketch, I was not able to get any interesting output. But when it comes down to material integration, this is where Gemini is pretty great. So yeah, these are pretty cool. So I just use some materials from the Pinterest and I just pushed it on top of the render itself. And Gemini gave some very interesting silhouette of what can be done around the material. Yeah, that's Gemini. Yeah. So this is something that Viscom was not able to deliver, which Gemini did. And I found that to be very interesting. Like, okay, I can do something with the shape, or this could be like a very interesting feature. And it didn't stop there. Like I made a lot of renders, or even the transparent view. Yeah. So you see the entire sitting passage. Exactly. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it was some Porsche. I got the logo as well.
Yeah.
Targa.
I got a Tesla logo too.
Everything, yes.
Yeah.
So this is good. Like very, very cool actually for Gemini to develop based on just one single
it's
render.
Interesting. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you know, it's always missing that part, the optimization of the thing. Like and that's what makes it look less AI, right? When you put the designer thought, and it's just like optimize the thing, because that's what a successful product is, man. It's an optimization in shapes, function, and all that, just what it needs to be. And AI in general, is just kind of like vomits stuff, like it's just vomits there and just like put random stuff in there. So, but it gives you gives you certain impressions, which are good for your brain, and you can get ideas from there.
Yeah. So for example, I was trying to integrate the car style tire on the side. So I used Gemini at first to see where it goes, and it was giving me all sort of random stuff here. But I have another example where I have used something like that for a different use case. So you see, when I tried to put it into Gemini, it gave me a much better output for the same thing, integrating it as it is in all the directions I wanted it to.
You just put your sketches on Gemini?
Yeah, it's integrated with the sketches. So I just use some sketches to use it as a guideline. So I gave the car how I would want it to train, and then I use some side sketches. I even did it for my other stuff. So for example, I just made this doodle, and this is more like a vegan, primarily generated by AI entirely. But for example, these are the features I trained the model for, and I was able to get it on the model. Not exactly as it is, but something still close and relevant to it.
Yeah.
So it could be very, very useful in these sort of cases. Like this is something that Viscom would not have been able to deliver with the right prompt, and would have hallucinated with certain details all over the place. So yeah, these are the ways like Gemini was very helpful. What about you? You have been using Gemini as well, so
have
you been using?
To be honest, I just use it for fun, because this is the thing. I would use some AI tools to speed up, but I can see the mistakes right away. So when I generate something, it's like, oh, what is that? And then I have to go back and do the work. You know.
Exactly.
So it's good for when you have a doodle and you want some value quick, and you want to speed up the repetitive work, which the repetitive work is doing Photoshop from scratch, which is very useful, right? But once you know how to do it, it becomes repetitive. If you're understanding and if you're learning how to use Photoshop and how do you make good renders, it's good because you are learning lighting, you're learning everything. But once you know, man, it becomes repetitive, and you need something to speed up. It's almost like, oh, again another render? Okay, let me do it. Again another render? It's just time consuming when you know how to do it. And that's when this tool can be useful. But yeah, every time I put one of my models or whatever, like I put it on Gemini, it kind of like messed that up. It's just like my model doesn't look fresh anymore, because it's just like, in reality, it's just creating shapes from existing cars, and it's almost like a kitchen blender, and it's not really giving you a solid output. as I said, it gives you something so it can speed up the thing, but you have to come back and refine it. But if you refine something and then you put it again in there, it messes it up. So you have to, it's almost like start from scratch again. So there's a point that it's like you don't want the AI touching your design, otherwise it's gonna mess that up. So there's a point. And
that is very true. Yeah.
At the beginning, for iterate and speeding things up is fine. But yeah, there's a point that is like, I'm not putting this on AI because I'm gonna erase what I did. So
yeah, second on that feedback.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what happened here. So for example, if I'm putting this model, this is what it's generating. So it's taking me 2 steps back instead of helping me out with the process.
Yes.
And these are not leading me anywhere with these results.
Yeah.
So completely makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. No, thanks a lot for sharing, man. I really appreciate it. It was very, very interesting, very insightful. And I guess this is what I want, and I want everyone to see, and myself. So thanks a lot. So anyone else, you guys have any questions, any comments? What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was developed on the 3D model itself, the entire process.
Yeah, he built this.
Okay, nice. Yeah, really nice. And interior, yeah?
Interior is something that I'm still working on after the refinement.
Okay.
I have only used it to create the basic blueprint, like for a 6'2" man and the ergonomics. Post that, I'll be developing the interior.
Okay, which reminds me one project. Its name is Tyrannica. The front is the same. Okay.
Tyrannica, what is that? It's 2 pixels. What's going on?
2 pixel, yeah. Okay. I can send you more detailed.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it kind of it has some
something
features.
Yeah,
some features, but not really.
Only face. I think only face. Okay, I sent picture.
Yeah, I see it. Cool.
No, that actually looks very cool. Yeah. I can use it as an inspiration, in fact.
Actually, you can use it as a just like a hero
That's
shot.
pretty sick.
Hero shot or something. Yeah. You know why it also looks good? It's just the camera, which is like wide angle. It's almost like orthographic, almost. That makes it look like that is someone shooting that shot from far away, but it's capturing that feeling. So just try to it's almost like that, that's sort of like that. Is the feeling that it's almost like orthographic. By the way, if somebody else have something to share with the AI workflow?
Yeah, I got I had a VisCom, but I guess we already got a VisCom demo, so I got a free demo too.
for sure. Okay.
Cool as well.
Okay. So let's leave the comments for the end.
I can present my
let's go.
My stuff.
Yeah, show us.
So this AI program is mainly
I don't see your screen.
I'm about to share. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So this program is mainly used. Well, I guess it's got. Oh, hold on, wrong screen. Sorry, This is a really cool project by someone else. I was looking at. Hold on, how do I unshare?
Yeah, that's your.
There you go. Stop share. Okay. CCS, yeah, it's super
that's your Bentayga.
I wish. I wish it was my Bentayga.
Yeah.
But so this is like a quick just like a demo of like what this program can do.
Yep.
So I mainly use this program.
What is this? Oh, FreePic. I never heard of it.
It uses like I don't know if you know like Flux, Mystic, Ideogram, or like Imagen. It uses like all of those, but like combined together. So it's like pretty powerful, I'd say. So I fed it this kind of like the sketch model I had showed you like last week. And then I said, oh yeah, put it in the background. Like the thing about this program too is really nice. You can prompt it very simple things. You don't have to research a prompt or make sure the prompt's really specific. It just gets it pretty fast. So you can literally say, oh, change background to Paris streets. And then it gave me this. And then I wanted to do like, oh, like some different lighting, right? And then I thought, oh, so much purple. So I said, remove purple, and it removed the purple in the front. And then I said, okay, maybe like a daytime with like, and I didn't even say anything. I just said, change it to daytime.
Mm-hmm.
and it did this type of render.
Mm.
It's just I feel like at least for like final products, it's good for like taking like a 3D model you have and putting it in an environment.
Mm.
And this one I made like so here I have like, this is just a quick video. I asked it to like turn that render into like a video of the car driving through the streets.
Okay.
So it's pretty useful. And then I've also used it for not just like finished render stuff, but like example of this project here, I had like a 30-minute like kind of like sketch render for like a project in class. And I was just like, okay, like make it more realistic, add some dust flying around, and then it gave me this. So it's kind of like a dust storm. And then I was like, oh, like change it so it's nighttime and have like giant spotlights overhead. And then it did this. So it's like, it's just like
it does help. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I mainly use it for like kind of like editing stuff. So like this is like the original.
It kind of does like, it helps you with the lighting composition, and then you can keep working on top a little bit.
It mainly helps with like lighting and like realism. So like this is the original image I fed it.
Yeah.
And then I said make the lava more realistic and the sky more realistic.
Yeah. Okay.
So then it kind of just amps those stuff up.
Yeah.
And another one that's pretty good is like example of this render, like I fed it this.
Yeah.
I said just make lighting more realistic. That's all I told it, and it gave me kind of a much more realistic like lighting scenario. So I kind of just
did you keep your design? Did it keep your design?
Yeah. So this is the original design, and then this is the.
It's AI.
Yeah.
For.
What's that?
Okay. It's nice and it's simple to use, but one problem. AI can doing something wrong, and it can kill your project.
Yeah, I mean, it can have some here and there things that AI messes it up, but yeah, you can correct that later on in Photoshop. Okay, so keep going, man. What's going on?
Yeah, no, and I mean, just I messed around with it just for fun a lot. I ended up using this render still, but I just like wanted to see what it would do. And it came out like too glittery, so I said like remove like glitter, and then it gave me that.
So what is your render? Let me see your original render.
This is the original.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
And then I said make it realistic, and then it gave me this. And then I said, well, I said make it like 50% realistic because I still wanted it to be sketchy.
Yeah.
And then it changed to this after I told it to get rid of glitter.
Yeah, I gotta say I like your render better.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, that's why I ended up using the render.
Because it's like especially in design, you don't want things to look hyper realistic, man. That's just the outcome. That's the render, but you need to still have those sketchy expressions, right? Then you can have a conversation about it. Because that's the special thing about having loose sketches, doodles, like explorative proposals, because you can actually have a conversation between designers about, hey, what do you think? What if this? What if that?
Yeah.
But when you have a realistic product, it's almost no conversation. It's just like, okay, it's done. There's no room for thought, no? And that's the special thing about doing something rough, because you fill the gaps, right? So,
yeah, for sure.
Pretty good.
This one was probably like the most successful one I've had so far.
Yeah, actually the lighting is pretty.
I fed it this, and I said just set it to like a sunset lighting.
Yeah.
And just basically match the car to like the environment.
Yeah, no, that I think is badass.
It's like a hybrid of a Batman car and Dacia Hipster and Nissan Piva.
So, free pick. Is that free? The name says free, but I don't know.
I don't think it's. I paid for like a subscription.
Okay.
I got it like half off on like Black Friday. I'm pretty sure you get like a few that are like
credits
free.
or whatever. Yeah.
You get like a few credits that are free, but I got like a pretty big plan. And I've been doing like.
How much is that? You might ask.
I mean, I can click it and check. I wonder. Let's see upgrade. Let's see what it says. This is like so for the year.
Shit. Oh no. Pro yearly plan.
That's the one above. So I'm not paying for that one. That's like if I upgraded to that one. think I'm paying like $150 for the year right now.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I would not
reasonable.
pay $2,000.
That's reasonable, man. 2 grand. I was like,
Two
what?
grand, but I think that one is like unlimited. Like you
Yeah.
can, the thing that takes the most credits is actually like the videos.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh.
like the videos, like each video takes like maybe like 2% of your credits
Yes.
if you're on my plan.
Oh,
if
so
you
in
do,
your
like,
plan, you still have credits. You just have
Yeah,
limit.
if you do like 50 videos,
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, actually, no, it uses like maybe like, I don't know. I've done already maybe like 50 videos and it's
Okay.
only used this much.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big, I mean, you're going to struggle to finish it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like it's mainly like the videos that cost
Yeah, yeah.
credits and like
Okay.
the image upscaling. But like
Okay.
just editing an image, like
Yeah.
I don't know. This one's a pretty good example. I think, is this one a good example? It's like it was fed this. This is for a friend, and then it just said I said like change perspective and put vehicle
Oh.
on top of volcano.
Nice. Okay.
It's pretty badass.
Cool.
But I don't know. It's just like mainly I kind of use this type of stuff
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
just final.
Did this app or software does this mess up with your designs? Because
No,
I think
it actually doesn't.
this is what I'm more concerned about when it comes to AI. Like it messes it up. Like you have something that you clean up and you spend hours on that line, and then it's like
No, yeah.
done.
I mean, if you feed it like a good detailed like image, it will
just
not change
stays.
anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So like it
Yeah, that's
it
cool.
kept, like I'd say like it keeps like 90 like
Yeah.
over 98% of like your design. I mean, like maybe if the image is like a sketchy image or something like that, it might mess it up a bit.
Yeah.
But like when I was doing this rendering, I kind of want to give it more like angular kind of like reflections, more poppy. So I just asked it like, oh, well, what can you do? And I just want to use it for like reference.
Yeah.
And then it fed me like this, which is
Yeah.
like a very big difference. But in reality, like the actual like lines and proportion and everything is still the same. Like the door cuts are the exact
I see. Okay. Okay.
but it just changed like maybe
Yeah,
like
just
the way
like- yeah.
it's just a little weird here. But see, I said fixed lighting and reflections.
Yeah.
So it really relies on like if you want to change it, you can, and you tell it to change it. But if you don't, and like let's say like I just wanted to put this car in a California, oh shoot, sorry. I said like put this car on like a California cliff like highway or something, and then it just did this.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Interesting.
it even captured like the blender like
That's like
blemish.
Laguna Beach.
Yeah, it even captured like the mistake I had right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
So I think like it
Yeah.
keeps the design like
Yeah. Yeah.
really close to your initial attempt.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever used Optic?
no, I have not
Yeah.
used Optic.
Yeah, I was having a look at that one, and I think that it's pretty decent. It keeps the results that it gives you is pretty decent for car design.
Okay, Optic. I'll take a look at Optic.
Yeah. It's I was having a look at that, and I was like, okay, this is not bad. It kind of does look
Yeah.
like, and I think it's especially for design, that for car design. So Yeah.
Yeah, this one's I feel like it's more like
entertainment.
visualization, I guess, or like
But yeah, that's true for hero shots or
yeah. And then you can even ask it to do like cartoony styles too. So like the page I was showing you, just like I accidentally showed just now, like the truck, like it can do stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So as long as you can feed like reference images for it too if you want like a specific style.
Yeah.
And me and my friends were making like it even does stuff like this. Like me and my friends were making like a Fortnite map
Yeah.
for fun.
Nice.
And I fed it this image and I just asked it like, oh, pump it up a bit. And then I think this was like we were making like a title page. It's pretty, oh no, if it's gonna load. I fed it this image.
Yeah.
I said, oh, just make it nicer, better, like more poppy. And it just gives you like, I'd say maybe it takes like, for me to get a desirable outcome, it takes like maybe 2 or 3 tries.
Yeah.
So it usually nails it pretty quick. Like I don't feel like I have to sit here with the AI like for too long. Like this render was first try.
Yeah.
So was this one. This was like the first attempt.
Yeah.
There's no other attempts.
Yeah.
So I feel like it does. Yeah.
Definitely the logic behind this software is different from other platforms.
It's
But
super easy to prompt. That's the main thing.
It kind of gives me I have the feeling that the logic behind or this program is trained with different imagery, like in terms of like shots and photographic stuff and photography and I don't know, like painting, things like that. It's totally different. It's not necessarily from products or things like that.
No, yeah, and I think it also like I think there's an AI that analyzes what you prompt too. So it's like all I did for this image, if you can actually see all my prompts, add sandstorm.
Yeah.
I was like, I did that and it did all this. I didn't have to say put sand in the foreground.
Okay.
Like
it
a
kind of
string.
does. Yeah, it kind of does understand.
It really understands what you're saying, which is like honestly like there's probably a lot of AI programs that can do like final products like slightly better.
Yes.
But like for the simplicity and how easy it is to prompt, I think this AI is like that's its best trait.
Yeah.
It's just really easy to use.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The only concern I have though with this type of tools in general AI is like how are you gonna differentiate from other designers if you're just using this, right? So because it's like if you just rely on okay, this is just the final outcome and that's it, it's almost like but it's gonna look very similar to the rest of the people.
I mean usually like in CCS they're like okay, you can use AI.
Yeah.
But there needs to be like paint over to the point where over like 30% is like changed.
Yeah, because man, otherwise it's like, damn, what's the difference between all of you guys? You know, when it comes to final results, obviously the difference is you're putting all your design work. That's why that is heavy. Design work should be heavy. That your thinking should be there. Your thinking, your taste, the way you see things. But yeah, cool.
But yeah,
cool. No, but yeah, definitely this helps a lot. Right, and I can totally see you painting over these things and make it very cool.
Yeah.
I can totally see it.
That's actually what I'm currently doing.
Yeah.
So,
especially those thumbnails, I think the compositions here, they pop really good. You know.
Oh yeah. This is actually video.
Yeah.
It turned into a video.
Yeah, I can totally see how you paint over on this thing, and make it more like entertainment design. You know.
Yeah.
I get like the contrast, the composition is good. That from a thumbnail you can tell when something is kind of like good. So, but yeah, I think this image came out pretty good. That one.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite ones so far.
No, for real, that looks good. Yeah.
And it kept like, I mean, I think like even the people's faces are like the same. I don't know why it keeps.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good that these keep your images. So you're using in AI tools, you use basically Prepic and Viscom.
Yeah, I use Viscom essentially for like, I don't know, just visualizing like kind of like renders. Know like renders, or like sometimes I even do some exploration through Viscom. But I find that like the one issue I run into with like Viscom that I haven't been able to get around is it kind of repeats. Like if I say luxury, it's gonna tend to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So my main thing is like my main issue is just like when I get it to do like some kind of ideations, it can kind of just start creating the similar results. So I just mainly use it for like, like I put this sketch, you know, like I just want to see like, okay, what does the sketch look like if it had like a little bit of rendering before I really like decide to do rendering, like
just helping you with the legwork on doing rendering.
Yeah.
Because you can literally retouch that easy. So.
This is not even the car one. This is just car shading. So like I could do like the actual exterior one over this right now, and then it'll actually make it look more realistic. So it's like usually I just stop in Viscom. I usually just stop with like the car shading because I find like the I mean I do have some cool end products, I guess.
Yeah.
I can show you.
How about sketching and building on Viscom? Like the interface.
I've seen a lot of like so for some reason my computer just hates Viscom. I don't know if you can see how laggy this mouse is when I'm moving it around.
Okay.
So I've never gotten to doing that because it just like is like really laggy. So I just do it on Photoshop and then I bring it back maybe.
But does it have the same capabilities of, let's say, Photoshop? Not the same, but similar, that you can use lasso tool, pen tool, and all that.
Yeah. It has lasso, it has paintbrush, it has soft, medium, hard brush.
Or it's more like Procreate type of thing.
It's like it's really basic, like very basic. I wouldn't say you should do a full rendering in Viscom if you're trying to do like brushes. I do like it honestly, I find it easier just to do the edits in Photoshop.
Yeah, you still
'Cause
need
you can just
you still need
export.
Photoshop.
Yeah, you can just export and use it in Photoshop and
Mm.
change some things and then bring it back.
Okay.
But on this one, I gave it like a lot of freedom. I think I did like 70%
Yeah.
like follow the initial render. So I just did
Okay.
this like
Oh,
quick
cool.
like 10-minute just render of this kind of like I don't know like Audi vehicle where it's
Yeah.
like the wheels like can rotate inside these
Yeah.
cylinders.
It's crazy how that quick sketch still says a lot.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, that's cool. I just saw the sketch. Just like, okay, cool. Like it's basically that's all you need when you're designing. Is like, oh yeah, that looks cool. Okay,
exactly.
build
Yeah,
it
yeah.
or refine it or whatever.
hmm
Move forward. But that's a clear signal for it's a good direction. Okay, keep it up. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
And yeah, I just like it's like oh that's
Yeah.
kind of badass. It fucked up in certain parts, but like,
Obviously, now the
Yeah.
circles are like messed up, and I don't know what's
yeah,
going
for
on in the
sure.
shape. Like, it kind of loses its geometry, right?
Yeah.
It had
Okay,
a
I
clean
have
geometry.
one question.
Okay. Question. Tell us.
Which car can drive only forward?
What happened?
Oh, I think he's saying like if this car can only drive forward.
Oh no! So the idea is that these like black cylinders
Yeah.
can like spin,
Okay.
like the
It's like
whole cylinder
omnidirectional.
spins. Yeah, so it can
Okay.
actually go like in any direction, or it can
Yes.
even like spin in like a circle if they rotate.
Yeah.
Like they can rotate independently,
Yeah.
like kind of like
Almost-
Speed Racer, I guess.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
the rear wheels.
Okay, what about pit stop?
It's a great
Remove
question.
tires, remove
Switch
wheels.
out the whole cylinder. I don't know.
Okay.
Cool.
If
like
we're
it.
looking from aerodynamic side, it's like a box.
Yeah, it might need some
It's
refinement.
like a cube.
Dynamics. Yeah.
And
But
okay,
just
like
certain
the
areas.
idea is very interesting. Okay, it's like a drone,
Yeah.
quadrocopter.
Yeah, that was the inspiration.
But
drone.
in fact, in life, it can't live. Okay, it's like a concept. Okay,
Yeah.
but idea is nice.
No, yeah, it's cool. Yeah. It's just the refinement, like, I mean, you know this. It's just you put it on this
Yeah,
and it's just like this. It's just like what's going on there? And
Yeah.
yeah. And that's where the designer
It
comes.
saw
right?
this and then
Yeah.
made that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is like
It's
almost
totally
like,
random.
can you go back to your sketch? It's super understandable here. It's like, okay, it's a clean section, right? Clean
Mhm.
section, and then okay, you decide what to do next, right? Either you push this in, make it a little bit more rounded so air can go in, and yeah, you can just put like even like vents in here like that, the air goes like that.
Yeah, this is a project that was like
Yeah.
pretty like
Yeah.
I mean, if this summer like my plan is to get like an internship.
Yeah.
But like let's say like if I wasn't able to, I would develop this one into an
Yeah.
actual project because I
Yeah,
thought
it's
this
cool.
was like,
It's cool. It's
pretty cool.
Yeah, you see, you got a vent in there, and yeah, you refine
Yeah,
it
yeah.
more, better, But yeah,
So it
cool.
can actually move through the air
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
instead of being a brick.
Then you can put maybe you add more plan view, maybe a little bit more plan view,
Mhm.
right? That will help. Yeah. No, but I like the idea. It's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
pretty nice.
But yeah, VidCom is mainly just like I use it for like rather than me sitting here taking this like sketch and like spending like 25 minutes rendering it
Yeah.
to figure out whether I like it or not, I just
Yeah.
pop like a bunch of sketches through
Exactly. Yeah.
and get like
Yeah.
the car shading, and it's like okay, I can work with this one. I kind of like I see like maybe this sketch would turn out better, you
Yeah.
know.
They also the thing also is I think you already have you already trained as a designer, right? So you probably know when to stop, right? You probably know when it's like, oh, you know what, that's it. Because I've seen like it's very easy just to go and just iterate, and you never know when to stop.
Yeah,
But I feel
there's
like
definitely
you
time-
guys train for that.
time is like a big deal with
Yeah,
like
yeah, no, for sure. Hey, there you
it's
go,
the
man.
biggest constraint. All right, well, yeah, these are the ones I use, just free pick and VisCom.
Okay, cool. No, thanks for sharing. It's pretty insightful. I like it a lot. And yeah, for sure, work that up. That project. if you got some time. It's nice.
Yeah, that one's gonna be
Okay.
pretty
I
cool.
like it.
One problem, it's a wheels. Wheels, it's one problem.
Mhm. But it's a concept.
Aerodynamic.
It's a concept.
Yeah, it's concept, but the concept can't be logical.
Yeah, of course. But it has
Only
to have a
wheels.
little bit of.
Only wheels. I have
magic.
question for wheels. Okay.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's true. It's true. Even if it's a concept, it has to have a little bit of logic. That I agree. But it's like you as a designer decide where do you draw that line. If it's just for fun, hey, you might not care. So, who sent the request for the AI companion? No one? Okay, it's a mistake. There you go. Okay, so thanks, man. Thanks for sharing. Pretty cool. So, I think Manik, were you gonna share something?
Omar, yeah, I can share if everyone's ready.
Good. Okay. So, is anyone else apart from Manik, or that's it? Just to kind of like manage the time because I have to go.
I wanted you to show the ideation part.
Yeah. Okay. Can we do that
I'll
next
just be
week?
very brief, yeah.
Can we do that next week for sure, Aryan?
The thing is, I actually have a project in a college
Oh,
that I have
okay.
to make.
Okay. I can help you with that pretty quick. Okay. So Manik,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, sure, sounds good. So yeah, thanks for the previous participants for sharing their tools.
Yeah.
I'm also going to lean mostly on Gemini.
Okay.
that's
Cool.
what I'm
Yeah.
using the most.
All right.
I'm not going to touch on the whole process again, but sort of certain tricks and tips I've learned that
Okay.
can
Sounds good.
help keep accuracy on the design. So
Perfect.
I'll
Perfect.
share my screen real quick here. All right, so this is basically the end result we'll be talking about. In terms of the design development, this is a recent hypercar concept I did.
Yeah.
All the design development and the modeling was done myself in Blender.
Okay.
And all I wanted to use AI for is to imagine it in a scenario which the car is designed for. So in this case, I wanted it to be intended for like doing high-speed runs in like a controlled environment. Specifically thinking about, maybe you're aware of the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, where they do like all these high-speed runs and stuff. So I wanted to try to imagine, okay, how would I shoot this car if in real life, for example, there was a camera crew that, was tasked with doing the publicity and everything of the car in the same kind of time of day, same moment. So trying to ensure that there's a consistency of the environment and the lighting and of the design itself. So as if there's a camera attached to the car, taking images of it at the exact same time during the exact same high-speed run. So yeah, doing that, making sure it's all sort of the same time of day and kind of as if it's shot at the same time. So really thinking about AI for the storytelling aspect that you present near the end of the project. So the beginning of it, of course, is the Blender model, which there's a lot of tutorials on how to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the design development and all the modeling, the refinement is done by hand, by a human.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in terms of how I would take this to AI, what I realized is that sometimes if you were to render out an image in Blender with a background and everything and then put it into Gemini, there's a chance that it may distort the whole image and as a result also distort the design. So maybe it's going to lengthen the car or widen the car a bit. But what I realized is that if I just want to change the background of the car, like immerse it in a totally different scenario, all I can do is basically select the ground plane that I have in Blender. And there's a setting in Blender called Shadow Catcher. So if I select Shadow Catcher, one sec.
Yeah. So basically, this is a way you can immerse this render on a background and it doesn't mess that up, right? With the trick.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So this is in Blender right now. And if I do Shadow Catcher, all it records is the actual design of the car, the render, as well as the shadow. And the shadow is important because...
Wait, are you sharing Blender screen right now?
Oh yeah, are you not able to see Blender?
No, we don't.
Okay,
we only see
you don't use AI, yeah? You don't use AI to
the design,
make a car.
The design and all the development is still by hand by Blender. I'll share
Only,
share the full
only
screen.
your work, yeah?
Yes, it's only his work.
Without AI.
Yeah, no AI in terms of the actual design and the development. Are you guys able to see the Blender?
Yes,
Wow.
now I see it.
Yeah,
Now I see it.
it's very, very nice.
Oh,
It's
thank you
excellent.
very much.
One of the best work what I see in with chat. Yeah,
I guess
it's really
human intelligence still counts for something. So, anyway, so this is the basic Blender scene that people can render in a traditional way. But if I want to take this car in AI and add a background and still keep the car exactly the same in terms of position, composition that I've set in Blender, I can basically select the ground plane and select shadow catcher. That does, so what that does is it records the shadow and the reflections on the ground. And this is important because if I was to render this as a PNG and take it into AI, the AI would have an easier time to isolate the car and its position on the ground in relation to the background. And so it would lead to usually a more cleaner result. And because, AI, sometimes it needs help in terms of identifying the silhouette and masking it out. So choosing shadow catcher and then starting to render it out, you can do a PNG image.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly like that. So now let's jump into Gemini real quick.
Yeah.
So here's the PNG image at the top that I fed it, and I wanted to imagine a very specific environment. So the prompt is also something that I think we should place more focus on if we want more control over the image. So in this case, I said, add a background that shows the car engaging in a high-speed speed run on a smooth, pristine salt flats, evocative of those in the Bonneville salt flats. So I'm already giving it real-life references to kind of base it off.
Yeah.
And then there's further settings of how I want the image to look. So I want there to be motion blur because I want the car to be in motion. Motion blur on the front wheels because in the Blender render it's static, but I want it to show it in motion and sort of a handout point of view. And also I wanted to show sort of dust trails emanating from the rear diffuser of the car. So these are specific details that are important to kind of put into the prompt so that you can have as much control over the final image as possible. Again, reiterating no distortion on the design, no sky visible, so it maintains the exact point of view of the camera, and then gradient of the sunlight, etc., etc. So these are one of the many images it's able to spit out. This isn't the final one I chose. I basically press redo a lot of times until I get one that's kind of 85 to 90% there. Then take it into Photoshop. I remove some graphical inconsistencies that AI sometimes does for the text and the details, etc., etc. And then I'm also able to render other views as well. So for example, a rear view, giving it the same prompt with the same environment, and it's able to do that as well. Now, in terms of certain things, of course, AI sometimes adds details that you don't want. So in the original concept, the rear wheel is covered by fairing, but sometimes it will add stuff that you don't want it to. So that's something where you go back into Photoshop, maybe you re-render multiple different AI shots and overlay them in Photoshop, taking elements of certain pictures, placing them on others, etc., etc.
Interesting.
Now, final things. Let's say I have a really nice,
very nice
environment shot I have, and I want to render the car in different views with the same exact environment and lighting conditions. So I'll basically instruct the AI to render the front view, in this case straight from Blender, with the same sort of scene as the speedrun images, which I've file named so AI can identify them. Shot at the same time, moment in motion, ensure sense, surface is smooth, and also sometimes labeling the depth of field. So if I want to create a little more drama in the image, it's pretty good at doing that. So it takes basically whatever it identifies as the environment of this image, and it immerses the car from the front view in the same kind of thing as well. So it's able to do a lot of stuff like that as well. Final things, I have the roof scoop image as well.
That's pretty good.
Thank you,
And you did the same thing, right? Like the PNG.
PNG.
The shadow. How do you call that option? I forgot. The shadow
it's called
catcher.
Shadow catcher. So select whatever you want the ground plane to be in Blender, and then shadow catcher.
No, that's very smart. Because it's just a PNG, and it's just like add the icing on the cake on your renders.
Exactly. So the same sort of process, and then it sort of adds the dust and sand and everything. As you can see, it's trying to already kind of squeeze the wheel in, even though there's no wheel in the concept. So this is where you go in Photoshop. Maybe over the sand a bit more and try to make that wheel disappear. So
maybe you can experiment with some brushes too, like making more artsy. I mean, not too much, but just a little bit. Because
a little bit of texture, right?
Yeah, because everything looking hyper realistic these days, it's just gonna get bland. It's hard to stand out. I mean, even if it's a good design, I mean, it's a pretty good design, obviously, But
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is like just add your own touch that they said, oh yeah, that's Manik because it has a certain brush finished or certain
Yeah.
textures or something that make you stand out. Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Just in a
also
sense of final results, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And for fun, I also asked it to do a video of the still image that I rendered.
Is that free doing the videos?
No,
Gemini?
so I had a free trial of Google AI Pro 1 for a month.
Okay,
so
because I tried that the Vio.
Yeah.
I tried that before, but now I realized that okay, it was just a free try.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they take it
So
out.
the first attempt at the video, this was for fun.
Yeah.
I asked it to kind of light certain elements, but it ended up adding lights on the roof scoop as well, which I didn't want.
Yeah.
So again, this is kind of a trial and error.
Okay.
In a way, this is more of the fun stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, that's basically my process with
Nice.
how to take Blender renders and create consistent scenarios out of it.
Yeah, and you don't mess up with your design. That's good.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
good. No, and that's actually good because it's painful, man. Like sometimes you spend a lot of time on the gesture, the surfacing, the lines, and all that, and then you put it on AI and erased it. It's like fuck. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good that you find a little trick how to do that. So and that's very useful. That's very useful. I'm gonna try myself.
Yeah, for sure. Shadow catcher in Blender.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, man. So anyone, any thoughts, any questions? What do you guys think? What do you all think? Okay.
I like the process.
Yes, you should try Halil, just to play around, play with it. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Next week I will show you great results.
Yes. Yeah. You should try to for the next week project, guys. Now we touch point on this. Try to come up with your process, obviously, doodles, ideations, package, and maybe for fun, just try to come up with an AI image to visualize what you're trying to accomplish at the end of the project, just for fun. You can just try. You can do that, Halil. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just put your sketches and see what the AI is gonna throw at you, and maybe we can have a look. Okay. So okay, guys. I can do that little demo quick because I have to go. But can you specify, Arian, like what's exactly what you need from me? Do you have an inspiration form or what is it exactly?
The thing is, the first part where I faced problem was choosing the right brief, like choosing the keywords. Even when I chose some keywords, it was coming like very pod-like designs. I mean, they are not very interesting. It seems to me that someone already has made them.
Do you have anything to show, any images or anything that I can help?
I have yes, I might have, but I just wanted to see your process. Like, how would you approach? How would you like come up with something?
Okay. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me just pull up an image and maybe I can do something that might be helpful. Okay, so maybe I'll pick this guy. Oops. Just give me 1 second. Almost there. I'm just gonna pick a random image on Pinterest, right? And then we're gonna try to translate that into a design or exploration, right? So, okay, let me share my screen. Oops, here. Cool. Just grab that really quick. So let's say, let me see if I get you, right? What you're trying to say is that you have, you have this image, right? And then you have keywords that might be rugged, right? And that's part of your design.
Yes.
Right? And then you have a question on how to translate into successful designs, right? Or explorations, right? Is that?
Yeah. This is one thing, but what I had in mind was just like we have a brief and we come up with ideations. I mean, I hadn't looked at any pictures.
Okay. So you
I
have a
hadn't taken any
brief.
inspiration.
So what's the brief about? Or you don't have a brief either?
I don't have a brief at the moment.
So you want me to help you how to make a brief, or
No, you can show me with this picture only. I will understand what the workflow thing. I will understand that. You can show me the ideations with this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to understand what exactly you need, but is the ideation phase, right? I guess.
Right. Just the ideations.
Yeah, because okay, the way I would approach it is just if you have an ideation like this, for example, you have to observe the image, right? It shouldn't be random, but you have to observe, and these should help you to get some material in your mind and how would you approach that car. So what you're gonna do first, and what I would suggest is you have to dissect or break down the basic form, right? It's almost like going to first principles. And what I mean is just go to the basic form. Like, what is this, right? And you don't have to draw it exactly like that. That's why we're doing design sketches. We're not doing drawings, right? That's the big difference. But what I'm doing right now is just observing the image, right? And it's like, what is this? Well, it's sort of like a piece of metal. It's like a band of metal, right? Like that. Like this, right? And what else do we have here? Well, we have some structure intersected, right? Like this. Almost like another piece of metal here intersected, right? And it goes like that, right? And this is, let's say, if we wanted to create something rugged, right? Something that it could be like a car, safari car per se, right? So, and then this is the sort of like the architecture that you're visualizing, right? And then you have another intersected bars over here, right? And you just need to understand what's going on, right? So the way I imagine this is if I want to create a car, right? Let's say I want to create a doodle like this, right? I got the wheels. Right? Maybe on a car, I would just grab that image, right? And do that. And maybe if this is the rear, I would just do something like this. I will make it more automotive. And I will make something like that. Well, not like that, but like that. Taking in consideration what I'm seeing on the image, right? So this is rough, but it gives you the idea, right? And I would just like have it like this, right? And then maybe my details could be something like that over here, right? You know what I mean? I don't know what brand is it, but for the sake of example, we put Hyundai, okay? But this is the way you would actually ideate, right? Like you have sort of like a perspective of a car, right? And then I would just have something interesting that I like to show, right? And then, yeah, you have your corners in here, right? But this is and that's what I mean. Like this is not random. This should come from the ideation, right? It should come from the ideations and the images from inspiration images. And it's the philosophy basically is you have automotive basics, automotive foundations, which is how to make a car in perspective, how to simplify it, how could you make this type of geometry, right? Plus your inspiration, right? So literally this exploration is a product of the inspiration and anatomy, automotive foundations, right? So because these have some car characteristics, right? This does look like a car right away. Because I know the perspective, I know how to sketch a car. So that's why you need to practice cars, and you need to practice like sketching cars. Then once you understand cars, how to sketch them, you have one of the boxes checked. And then what's next? Well, is the inspiration dissection, right? Where you need to grab your inspiration, figure out the main components, right? Like these type of structures, right? And then you add those components here and you mix it with your car knowledge, right? So I would just explain it this way, right? You need to know how to sketch cars, right? So you have the car knowledge, and then you need to be observant. You need to really pay attention on the images and dissect into basic principles. First principles, right? And now you dissect it, you can explore and make this combination between car and inspiration. And from here, this is like step one, right? Step one in a way that you're communicating a car, right? But from here, you can make overlays and start like refining things and all that. But what I was trying to do here is just quickly come up with a conceptual architecture, right? Because at the end of the day, I can just add graph handles and I can add more like fog lamps and whatever I want, you know? But this is just like details, right? But what I was really concerned, well, what I was really focused at the beginning is just come up with a structural, conceptual result. Okay. So, and basically this is what I would suggest, right? And this is not random. This is just literally what I got from these random images from Pinterest, but the result is what I was looking for. Okay. Similar, right? So then you paint it, right? You paint it, you get your oops, that's too much. Yeah, get your structure here. That doesn't look that good. Okay, but yeah, you get the idea, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. So just try to explore with this, right? Step one, understand the image, right? Understand the image. Step two, you should practice like car sketching. Step three, mix the two, right? Car sketching plus understanding. There you go. Right? So you have to mix the two and equals fresh architecture. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, cool. I'll share this image on the chat and just have it as a reference. Okay. And yeah, let me know how it goes next week. Cool?
Yes, I'll let you know. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right, guys. So I have to go, but thanks a lot for sharing. I think it was pretty insightful. Thanks for the ones who volunteer. I really appreciate it. And I think this session was successful in that aspect. We have a nice conversation. And for the rest of the guys, if this is helpful for you, just give it a try, and maybe you can share in the chat, or you can share with us next week. And next week we're gonna keep going with the project. Just keep bring your ideas. Make sure you have everything on PowerPoint presentation slides, and I'll see what you guys come up next week. And if there's any questions left, I'll see you guys next time. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks so much for the feedback and for the session as well.
Yeah. No worries, man.
Much.
All good. All right. Sounds good. Take care, guys. Bye.
Thank you.